Hello and welcome newly admitted students to our first pre-arrival webinar. In this webinar, we will be going through things that you can do next. So what's next in your journey to University West? I am Madeline and I am an international coordinator at University West. You will be seeing me a lot and I will introduce you to my other colleagues that you may recognize. So Tomas, who works with recruiting, he's the recruiting manager for international students. Ebba is the recruiting communications officer. My colleague Veronica, you will probably see her a lot as well, will be in the next pre-arrival webinars with me. And Maria McDonald, she works with outgoing students, and I work with,
Sounds dropping out a bit.
Oh, no.
Just going to change the mic.
Yes.
2 seconds.
Difficulties.
Yeah, sorry.
No, it's okay.
Yeah. And maybe just leave it there.
Okay.
This one is it.
Yeah, perfect.
Now
Apologies, sometimes, always in this Zoom world, there's going to be difficulties and you just have to roll with it. So my colleague Maria, she works with outgoing exchange. So you mainly will be talking with Veronica, me, and Tomas. So what is next on your journey? So before your studies, checklist will be going through tips to get you started in coming to University West, and we will go over our pre-arrival webinar schedule. And at the end, I want to leave the end to questions, and I will answer. Please put them in the Q&A chat, and my colleague Veronica, who will be on the chat, I will answer them in person. So pre-arrival checklist. So first, you probably have received your invoice, so it's important that you pay your tuition as fast as possible so you can get access to the next step. So then after you pay, you want to apply for your residence permit through a migration agency in Sweden, and then apply for accommodation. So you want to apply, we will be sending out an email this week with the accommodation application and what University West is like. And then, of course, you want to plan your journey arrival to University West. So wherever you are traveling from, like how do you get from the airport to us in Trollhättan? And then, of course, you want to create your account and register for your studies, and you can do that on your new student through that in this presentation, and then try logging on to Canvas. So Canvas is the learning platform that the teachers at University West uses to put your studies on your schedule and your assignments. And then right before you come to University West, before your course starts, you can check the schedule on Canvas. So next, accommodation. So it has not been sent out yet, the application, but we are working on sending it out. So the deadline to apply is June 1st. And if you are a tuition fee paying student, you will receive an offer after you have a photo of your study permit card via email. So you can email us. I'll share that with you after this slide on which email you can send this to. And then if you're a non-tuition fee paying student, you will receive an offer either in June or August. No offers apply. Unfortunately, we cannot place families, but you can email us for landlord contacts and we can give you recommendations. So housing questions. And also, this is where you will send your permit card to, or the photo of it to show that you have received it, an offer. So you can email us at accommodation@hv.se. So once you send that to us, we'll send you an offer, and then you'll have 48 hours to respond to the offer. So how do you get to University West? So we recommend, if by airplane, to come to Landvetter Airport, which is the closest airport to the university. Of course, you can go to Stockholm, but then you need to figure out the train from Stockholm to Trollhättan. So you can when you're at the airport, you take the flight bus called Flygbussarna to Central Station, or it's also called, because you're going into the bus station part, Niels Eriksson Bus Terminal, which is right inside Gothenburg Station. And then from Gothenburg Station, you go to Trollhättan train station, and then you just walk 9-10 minutes to the university. We are very located in Trollhättan, the university, so it's easier to find us. And we recommend getting Google Maps or some sort of maps to guide you to the university. So some practical tips. So paying tuition fees. So you can realize you can only register or create your account once you have paid your tuition fee. So if we have not received your tuition fee yet, then you will not have access to this on your new student page. So you will receive an email from our system once we have received your tuition fee. If you have received this receipt, you can go on the new student page and follow the instructions on how to register for your course. It is very simple, how it's laid out. So speaking of the new student start page, you need your TIN number and email to access this. And TIN number in the next slide, but you need to follow the instructions closely on the student start page to see if you're missing anything or if you're caught up. So you can register for your course here, you can get access to your acceptance letter, and you can create your student account here. So this is a very important site to keep on. And if you need access to your new student start page again, you can just email us at international@hv.se and we'll send you the link. So what is I don't have a personal number. How do I access the student start page? Well, you use something called a TIN number. And there is a difference between a personal number versus a TIN number. So a personal number, if you are in a program longer than 1 year, register yourself as Skatteverket when you arrive. A personal number, register yourself, you get something called a personal number. A personal number gets you a bank account and bank ID. It helps identify you within Sweden. So a personal number, you can only get this again if you're studying longer than 1 year with us. A student ID number, or also known as, works only within the university. Here's an example how it looks. So 1959 is the year, then the month, so March, so 03, and the 04 is the day. And then there's a dash, a T, R, W, then 3. So when recovering your student account, or if you need help getting on the student start page, you need the T number, not your personal ID number. And where can you find this? Well, when you got admitted through university admissions to University West, under your notification selection, this page showed you which universities you got admitted to or the status of your applications at the other universities. It's under personal ID code on the very top of this page. So this is where you can find your T number. So after you paid your tuition, created your account, registered your courses, now you're ready to apply for your study permit. So here are some resources that we recommend. So Study in Sweden has really great informative videos if you want to look at the experience of study or applying for a residency. So the migration webpage or migration agency webpage has a lot of resources as well, and also it shows you what you need to submit in order to get your residence permit. So the financial requirement, so what does that entail? Banks, your passport, valid passport, your letter of acceptance, and proof of insurance. And your proof of insurance is also on your letter of acceptance, so you don't need to upload something second. So once you have applied for your study permit and you got a yes on your study permit, so when do you? So arrival on introduction days, so we will have 2 main arrival days, so August 24th from 10 to 8 in the evening, and August 25th from 10 to 4. So these are where staff will be on campus, and we'll discuss this more on how arrival days work the next pre-arrival webinar series. And also, introduction days are from August 26th to the 27th. So these show which, like, practical information at University West, who to go to for questions, and also different parts of Trollhättan will, like city, will come and talk about fun activities you can do. So this is our pre-arrival webinar schedule. So if it is small, apologize, but you can find this on our webpage as well at University West. So the next webinar series we'll have, or it's not series, but a video we'll have is on housing. So it's on May 7th at 1 or 13 CET, so Central European Time. And the Zoom link's there. So for each of these webinars, we'll have a recording except for the Q&As. But for the themed ones, we'll have the recordings and we'll post them on the Zoom links or on this page. So once you are comfortable, or if questions from fellow classmates or other people coming to Sweden or people coming from your country, you can go through the Goen app, which connects current and new students. So new and old students get to communicate through here, and you can ask questions. And I know there will be a ambassador section also shortly, I think in the next few weeks, where you can ask a student ambassador questions you may have about housing or studying at University West. So this is a really good resource to use. Finally, you can get in touch with us. So for housing queries, accommodation at hv.se. Student account and IT queries, you can go to our service center, so service center at hv.se, international office, international at hv.se, and then our TikTok and Instagram pages also have videos from current who talk about their travels to and back from University West in their home countries, and also some fun tips they have studying at university. So yeah. I would actually like to show where you can also find a lot of this information I'm presenting. If you don't want to go through this presentation, I'm going to just share this with you. Just a second. So if you go to New Student, you can find the checklist that we talked about. So if you click on the checklist, it has exactly and some bonus steps, so it's really good to follow all these steps and read it thoroughly. And also, if you need to know more information about introduction and arrival, we have this here. So arrival days, introduction, Inslusningen, kickoff, which we'll talk later. That's like an orientation activity. So you can follow us here and read up. And yep, it's FAQs. And if you have any questions about accommodation, it will go, you can just search accommodation University West and it will get you to the accommodation page. So yeah. Any questions? And while I'm answering questions, I can just put up a few slides of how University West looks throughout the season. So the first question I see, people are asking, can I access these presentation slides later? Yes, we can send you a link to the presentation slides. Just email us, or I'll just email you with the recording later next week with the presentation, so you can just read up on it. But all this information you can find easily on our webpage as well in the meantime. So the next question, somebody is asking, I have been unable to print or download the acceptance letter. Could it be because I paid tuition fee yet? Because I received an email containing acceptance letter and invoice, but I was unable to print it or even download it. I recommend you contact us at international@hv.se, and then we can send you you can send us what you're looking at on your end. But if you go to page, you can click on your acceptance letter and it will drop down into a PDF version which you can print out, and that should also have your invoice. Yes. Can I get access to the Go In app even if I have not paid tuition yet? Yes, you can. It might be difficult. You might get kicked out if you have not, if you don't have a student account or if you're not a student with us. So we recommend, but you can get access to the Go In app now. But I can go back to that slide so you can take a photo. The QR code's on the bottom of this slide, so you can scan there. So I have not received any emails yet from University West, so I recommend you email us at international@hv.se to see what, I mean, obviously I think you have received the pre-arrival webinar schedule since you're in this meeting right now, or presentation right now. But if you have, we haven't sent any accommodation info yet, if that's what you're worried about, and we fix that shortly. So how much is accommodation provided by University West? So if you go on our webpage, so we actually work with two landlords, and they're the ones who set the prices. You can find the updated rents on the webpage. So varies depending where you are in the city. Also, if you're in a shared space, not a shared space. So I think our accommodation averages around 5,700 crowns a month, and that includes electricity, heat, water, Wi-Fi, furniture. So all the accommodation that the university offers directly to students are furnished apartments. So what specific skills or tools should I start learning now to increase my chances of getting a job after graduation in Sweden? So I recommend you talk with your teacher when you get here, because I'm only helping with the practical sides of getting you here and getting you adjusted to studying in Sweden. But that's a really good question to have for your lecture. And so how much expected to pay as a deposit? So there's no deposit for accommodation if that's what you're asking for. If you're talking about tuition, you're expected to pay the whole invoice. We do not do any installments. But for accommodation, we don't accept a deposit because the who control it, and they don't accept a deposit. So, do I need to send my acceptance letter to get a housing offer even when I'm a European citizen? No, you don't need to send your letter of acceptance, but you do need to show us that you're a European citizen. Your photo of your ID card or passport. So any way we can identify you knowing that you're a European citizen. I have not received any offer letter after paying my tuition fee. How can I get it? So the accommodation offers, they will go out in June because the deadline to apply for housing is June 1st, and then in June we'll start sending out the offers. We don't send out offers in July, but we will resume sending out offers in August. What kind of insurance is required for an EU student? So you are, so if you're a tuition fee paying student, you are automatically covered under our Camera Collegiate FAS insurance, so you don't need to add on any extra insurance. If you're asking about family members, you will need to find insurance for them covered under the same insurance as you. How can I sign up to the waiting list for housing as an international student without a personal ID yet? You don't need a personal number to get housing. You just need a residence permit card. So we will send, so once you receive your permit card, you can just email us a photo of your ID card, and then we will send you an offer. But we will begin doing this in June and August. Yes. If I don't have to pay any EU citizen, where do I apply for housing? You can still apply. So if you don't have a Swedish personal number, we recommend that you actually apply with the university. So you will receive offers in June and August. You will not receive offers but just send a photo of your ID card. You talked about finding an accommodation. What app did you mention for it? There's no app. Application, I guess. So we will be sending out the application form later this week, as well as the information with our webpage, so you can see what kind of accommodation we have for students. And then you can just follow the instructions on the application form and just have it sent in before June 1st, and then you will get housing with us. Do we need to register as a is necessary after paying the fee, or can we do this now? So you need to pay the tuition fee now before you can register for your course, if that is what you're asking. If I'm not required to pay the tuition fee, how can I access? Can still access the student link, so the student page you can still access, and you have a T number or a student ID number to access the student accommodation, and you can access the Go-In app as well. So as long as you're a student with University West, you can be on the Go-In app. Do I need a residence permit in order to apply for accommodation? So if you are a non-EU student, then yes, you need a residence permit card, because that's how you get to go into Sweden. So is there any step-by-step guide to access the Canvas app? So you can go on our Canvas page, Canvas University West, and it will show you how to get through that. And also in our pre-arrival webinars, we will also show you how to access Canvas. So this webinar is just like an introductory of these are things that you want to get warmed up to, so you're ready for ready to study at University West. It is written that we have to pay tuition fee before the 8th of May, and it's mentioned that last 10 days, for example. Yeah, so it's fine if you, we want you to pay so you can get access to, or so you can apply for your residence permit in a timely manner. If you feel like you're going to be late, you must contact us so we know that you're still interested in studying with us, and then we can make some types of accommodation. Not housing, but we know that you're still interested in studying with us. Next question. So I understand that my tuition fee covers health insurance for myself as a primary student. So you're asking about extends to your spouse. So no, it does not. It will only cover you, so you will need to find insurance. It's your responsibility to find insurance for your spouse. So you would have to look at international insurances for this. So you will need to, and we don't, so you would have to shop around. Hello, does University West have any scholarship opportunities for students from Ghana? So unfortunately, our scholarship application has ended or expired, so we do not have any scholarships at the moment to offer incoming students. So are you all supporting us to find part-time jobs in the city? So we don't physically support you to finding jobs or part-time jobs. So it is really up to the student to look for themselves, and also you're here to study, so studying should be the priority. If you have time, of course, you can work, but there might be some changes in the near future. We want to give a heads up about with how much you can work during your studies, but with the migration agency, but we will update you if those changes have happened. But you will need to find the yourself. And we do have student aid jobs here, so you just have to search around. So as an SI scholarship applicant, can I be allowed to proceed with accommodation pending scholarship Unfortunately, you can only apply for a residence permit once they know that you have paid tuition fee, or if you have a scholarship. And if you did not do both, yes, we want you to still apply for your application for accommodation, and we recommend you apply now, even if you have not submitted your tuition fee, because maybe you submit later on. The only thing is we cannot give you an offer until you have your residence permit card, but just apply, even if you don't know you're coming 100% in our system. How does one proceed upon attaining a scholarship from SI? So that scholarship has already ended, so the results are going to be coming out soon. So it is too late. The SI scholarship that was mentioned. Yes. So can you explain, is there accommodation for a family? How much is the cost? So we can't say how much the cost is, because we don't handle family accommodation. You will need to reach out to the landlords, but you can, of course, email accommodation@hv.se, and we can send you landlord contacts. So the reason why we don't provide family accommodation is we don't have the resources to do that. We have agreements with the landlords to only place students and if the family members are not considered students, and they're not covered under that agreement. So our program commences on the 31st of August. Given the need to settle in, complete administrative formalities, and secure accommodation ahead of the start date, what is the recommended latest an orientation period or early registration that we need to plan around? Yes. So August 24th and 25th are arrival days, and then we have our introduction periods, which is like formal orientation, where we talk about information within University West, Trollhättan, police come in. That will start August 26th, goes to August 27th. So the week before you will be able to arrive. So how is University West scholarship awarded? So those results have been out, and unfortunately we're not on the scholarship committee, so I question. What is the deadline of paying tuition fees for master's students? So as soon as possible. We recommend in May. That's when you should, the latest should be in May, so you have enough time to apply for your study permits. Can I get the landlord? Yes, if you just email us at accommodation@hv.se, we can send you that information. Oh, my voice. Can people hear me? Okay. So how can I get my offer letter? Because I have not gotten any instructions. Do I need to open an account to get? So you should have received your offer letter by email. You can also email us at international@hv.se, and we can send you a link so you can get access to your letter of acceptance. We only have 2 more minutes to discuss, unfortunately, and if there's questions I didn't get to, no worries. You can email us at international@hv.se, and remember, we have our pre-arrival webinars here that you can attend, and you can, and we will send out reminders for these as well. So yes, so do I have to pay a total tuition fee for the unit price semester? Yes, so you need to pay for each term to be able to get access to your student account and registration. What are the documents that I need to submit on registration? So for registration, you just need to pay for your tuition, and then you will receive an automatic email from us, from our system, saying you've paid. Then you can have access to your student account and register. I am unable to create a student account. Is it because I haven't paid tuition fee? Yes, that is correct. So, what is the step that the student waiting for Sweden Institute scholarships take concerning the payment of tuition fee? So you can tuition fee now, but and then if you get your SI scholarship, then we can refund you it. You just contact us, and if you don't want to do it that way, you just wait until the results come out, and then you can pay it, or you become an SI scholar. And when you become an SI scholar, the university is notified that you are an SI scholar, so then your account is paid. Yes. And my last and final question, unfortunately, is can you explain what a T number is exactly? I still need it as a Swedish citizen. So if you're a Swedish citizen, you don't need a T number since you have a personal number. If you're not a Swedish citizen, or if you have not lived in Sweden for more than 1 year already, you will have access to T. You can find this on your notification selection results document from University Admissions under personal ID code. So unfortunately, we have to end this here now, but it was great to see all this enthusiasm, and we're so excited for you to follow us at pre-arrival webinars. Oh, I think we're getting another question here. Oh. And we hope to, yes?
You can keep the chat running and they get answers in the chat.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So if you have any more questions, we can just, I'm going to end talking here, but we can continue in the chat. Thank you all for coming here, and the recording will be uploaded in a week or so. Thank you so much, and have a nice rest of the day. You can stay in the chat if you have questions.